Welcome to Extra presented by BDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter. Very censored. No, no, no. I was not singing, I was not dancing, and I was not making my chest pop. In fact, I might be in energy conserving mode, but that is TBD. You'll have the answer when I have the answer. I did have some notes ready, but things usually doesn't go according to plan. But, but I like to be prepared for all situations except when I am not prepared to be knocked out with a capital T. Don't worry. Don't worry. It will make sense in the long run. I just have plans sometime and they do not go according to plan. Everybody has a plan until they don't. Noob, thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you for giving me a shot. Thank you for giving me a chance. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Regs, we back at it again. Regs, we do what we do. Regs, this feels like every single day, but it's not every single day. It just feels that way. Why? Because we got a special, what, unique, what, bond. We don't know what to call it, but that is A-okay. Because we will retroactively come back to the future, go forward, past, and say, this is what it always was. This is what it always will be. This is it. We just know what it feels like at the moment. We don't know what to call it. We know what it feels like. Sharing is caring, but you should not share everything. Sharing is caring, but you should not share everything. And that's free advice. That is some free advice. Like voice. I was initially going to give this enough time to breathe, give this enough time to go by. However, see something, say something. And I usually protect the guilty in the game, noob. But when the guilty is me, I can make moves however I need to make moves. And as I was saying in the beginning, I usually plan for things. I usually have plans, even if I'm going to go out and not have a plan. I'm going to plan that I don't have a plan. But I don't make meetings to make meetings. I don't take notes to take notes. I don't have a plan on this is going to be time to formulate plans. It don't work like that for me. I don't follow things to its logical conclusion. I do not. But when needed be, I do strategize and form a plan, and I am well versed and well prepared to go off script. Well versed, well prepared to just let the chips fall where they may. Well versed and well prepared to just see what happens. I can't really say that for this because I wasn't planning on losing an entire day. I wanted to just go with the flow for a day, but the flow took me and had me sleepy. Sleepy. I was sleeping, resting, recovering. I didn't know adult beverages can do you like that. Don't worry. Do not worry. This is a family show. This is a family program. And I was not worshiping or praying to the porcelain goddess. It wasn't this kind of party. This was one of those where I was questioning everything the night before. And it wasn't like one of those regular questionings where you just said to yourself, I'm just gonna let the chips fall where they may. I'm just gonna go all out, and whatever happens the next day is gonna happen the next day. No, 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 no. I knew what was going on. I was in the right frame of mind. That's why I believe something else was up. I don't have any proof of it, but I know some conspiracy theorists, 6 degrees of separation. So I'm just gonna channel one of them and say that I was set up to fail. Let me repeat that. Let me repeat that. And I'm gonna do it a little bit more dramatic and slower. I was set up to fail. And I'm saying that because it wasn't like I had adult beverage after adult beverage after adult beverage. It wasn't even that kind of party, even though it was a nice little party. Even though it was a nice little party, it wasn't that kind of party. Uh-uh. I had a few, and that few was okay. I recall everything that took place and happened. I was holding conversations. I can recall and remember and tell you those conversations verbatim at the moment right now. And this is why I say that something's afoot. This is why I say I was set up to fail because I didn't have that many adult beverages. I wasn't praying to the porcelain goddess. I wasn't shooting my shot or anything to that nature. However, that next day, somebody sapped me of all of my functioning skills. That next day, somebody said, we body swapping, and I ain't giving you nothing to work with. We are body swapping, and I'm not giving you nothing to work with. Like I say, right now, I feel like I'm in energy conserving mode. Then I just didn't have nothing. It was like zeros. In fact, it would have just been negative. I couldn't move. I mean, I could move. I could. I couldn't focus. I really couldn't see. I couldn't think. I couldn't do any of the things that make me me. But I knew I was there. I knew I was present. All I wanted to do was just close my eyes and go off to dream world. All I wanted to do was just close my eyes and sleep whatever it was I had off. I don't know what I had. I don't know what was given to me. I don't know. Maybe I got one of those little flashy things in my eyes from an unexpected visitor, but it was okay because the day after the day, nothing was hurting. The day after the day, I was fine. The day after the day, there wasn't anything that clued me in on that I was taking advantage of, unless the flashy thing worked. But I'm pretty sure the flashy thing only works for memory. It doesn't work with your body. My body felt okay. Things felt in the right and normal position and everything, but don't worry. This is a family program, a family show. If I need to say earmuffs, I'm going to say earmuffs. But I think I got enough creativity left in me where I can just say what I need to say without saying it. And you just let your imagination run wild. You just let your imagination free. We at the dog park and your imagination is the dog. And I'm telling you to go fetch, run for it, run for it. Wherever it takes you, you don't have to come back. You could just keep going if you want to. If you want to. There was nothing that was signaling that I was taking advantage of. My body wasn't hurting. My body didn't feel out of place. And this is the day after the day. But the day or the next day after the night, I wasn't me. It's not the Shaggy defense. I wasn't me. I knew where I was. I knew what was happening. I knew what was going on. But I had zero energy. I had zero motivation. I had a headache out of this world. I was sensitive to light. It felt like I was bamboozled. It felt like somebody set me up to fail. It felt like that I transformed into something that I wasn't supposed to transform into. And so when I went back to my regular self, it just wasn't it. I didn't have my bearings about my wherewithal, and my mind just couldn't, my brain just couldn't, and everything, the thinking part and the processing part, that it didn't get flashy flash. That didn't feel good whatsoever. Everything else was cool. Everything else was great. Everything else was fine, except I couldn't think. And since I couldn't think, I couldn't function. Since I couldn't function, I just laid there. How many hours did I sleep? IDK. How? Ever. However, bird-like voice. However, I did rest more than 12 hours. I did rest more than 12 hours. I just don't know why. All I know is the previous night, the adult beverages, the singing, the making the chest pop, the conversations, the doing what I would do in a situation like that. And I didn't have that many beverages to begin with. Did I eat? You betcha. Did I have food? Okay, it's the same difference. It is. But that next day, it was one of the worst feelings I've had in my entire existence. I'd rather worship and pray to the porcelain goddess. If I could have just did that, at least I would have only been out for 6 to 8 hours, and the rest of the day would have been fine. The rest of the day, I could have just went and did what I wanted to do, and that was absolutely nothing but, you know, not have a plan. My not having a plan ended up me not having a plan recovering from what I don't know what happened because I got set up to fail. And I do want to point the finger. There are a few fingers I can point at different people and at different situations, but I'm not going to point the finger. I'm just going to go with the conspiracy theorists or in conspiracy theories as well. What would they do? What would they say? How would they feel? They'd feel like that they got set up to fail. They'd feel like that they got bamboozled like I did. They'd feel like somebody's watching them and waiting for the moment that they slip up. But they never slipped up. They never took a misstep. They never did what the perpetrator wanted them to do. So the perpetrator and the ones that set up for mischievous activities and nefarious acts, they couldn't do what they want to do. The plan just went by the wayside because that one shot, that one moment of opportunity, it never came about. It never came about. I got a lot of theories on my own without the conspiracy. This is something that's going to keep me up at night. This is something that's going to have me wanting to plan and schedule just about everything, even plan and scheduling me throwing away an entire day by mistake. Who knows? It can happen. Who knows? It can happen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Be sure to check out the website at extravdgsports.com. That is XTRAVDGSPORTS.com. There's a YouTube as well. Extra VDG. That is XTRAVDG. Everything is there. Everything is there. Like, subscribe, and share. Noob that made it to the end almost. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you for giving me the chance. I'm glad you stuck around long as you did, even though it was only as quick as you pressing a button and pressing a button again. Grateful for you. Reg and Regs, I'm still not okay with giving it to you, even after all these years. But I will say this. I'm out. I am out.